Good morning. Happy Sunday. What a beautiful day. Thank you so much for joining us. This morning we are the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living, and I am Heather Abbott. I am a licensed spiritual practitioner, and I am blessed and pleased to be with you here this morning for our meditation. We take this time before service to prepare the space here at Sophie's Grill and Bar and wherever you are for the spiritual celebration to come. Today I will share a reading from Eugene Holden, who is a practitioner also, and this is from the Science of Mind magazine. It's a series of affirmations. Beginning now, I am open, receptive, and available to the place where God's highest idea of my life manifests with ease and grace. I am willing to release all that no longer serves me. I am willing to become better than I was yesterday. I am willing to experience joy, love, and abundance. I accept God's greatest good for my life. I accept who I am. I accept my abundance, my joy, my creativity. I accept me. I am the life of God. Now I invite you to join me by closing your outer eyes and turning within. And we'll take a moment of time to sink into the music, to be still, feeling our bodies, but then letting that go and welcoming the thoughts, but letting them go as well. And then once the music stops, we'll be back with another affirmation. To begin to bring yourselves back into your bodies. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Mm, I needed that. I will now finish the reading. The journey of becoming is to be a journey of celebration. We have found our way. We feel, sense, and know what Spirit is becoming in us and as us. Truly, this is cause for great celebration. I love who I am becoming. I celebrate this becoming by being the best me I can be. I celebrate this thing called life. I rejoice in this journey of becoming. I am free, and so it is. Thank you for joining us for meditation, and service will start at 10:45.
and our Sunday celebration service. Really kind of loud in the room, unaccustomed as I am to being loud. So my name is Dusty Rippelmeyer, for those of you who might not know me, and I have the honor and privilege of being this amazing community's spiritual director. We're part of a larger organization called Centers for Spiritual Living, and we embrace new thought and ancient wisdom teachings. And through them, we believe in a practical spirituality, a spirituality that we can use to create the life that we really want to live. Now, we're a powerful spiritual community, lovingly committed to a world that works for everyone, a world of compassion and acceptance and peace and joy. We gather together from the comfort of our own homes or here at Sophie's Grill and Bar to express love, to practice radical acceptance and inclusion, and to connect with one another on a really deep and sacred way. What we are really about is providing a supportive community where we can explore our own spiritual path and that we can support others as they are doing the same. We welcome all of you that have been attending services and our classes and our workshops and our special events. And we welcome all of you that are perhaps visiting for the first time. We see all of you. We know who you really are. We honor you, we appreciate you, and we celebrate you. Thank you all so very much for joining us, whether you're here at Sophie's or you've invited us into your homes through the power of live streaming. Thank you all so very much. Now, 2 weeks ago, the Season for Nonviolence is a global grassroots campaign that is dedicated to raising awareness about the transformative power of nonviolence. The season marks the 64 calendar days between the memorial anniversary of the assassination of Gandhi on January 30th and that of Dr. Martin Luther King on April 4th. So the invitation continues to be for each of us to spend those days between January 30th and April 4th living our lives from a context of peace, from a context of nonviolence in everything that we do, and to watch how that changes our own individual lives and how that in turn changes the world and those around us. We also began Black History Month, which is in February. Black History Month is an annual celebration of the achievements by African Americans and a time for recognizing their central role in the history of the United States. The invitation is to spend the month celebrating all of the amazing achievements, honoring and supporting all African Americans throughout the country, and truly demonstrating that all Black lives matter. Today, we celebrate both the Season for Nonviolence and Black History Month with a quote by Howard Thurman, which I feel supports both of these sacred celebrations. Howard Thurman is an African American minister, and his wife, Sue Bailey Thurman, established the Fellowship Church, a visionary multiracial church, in 1944. It is a faith community that is a lived example how diversity can be honored and held together by a shared experience of God. In this quote, he writes about the conviction that shared worship and encounter with the divine presence could unite diverse people. He says, Sue and I knew that all our accumulated experiences of the past had given us two crucial gifts for this undertaking: a profound conviction that meaningful and creative experiences between peoples can be more compelling than all the ideas, concepts, faith, fears, ideology, and prejudices that divide them. And absolute faith that if such experience can be multiplied and sustained over a time interval of sufficient duration, any barrier that separates one person from another can be undermined and eliminated. We were sure that the ground of such meaningful experiences could be provided by the widest possible associations around common interests and common concerns. One basic discovery was constantly surfacing: meaningful experiences of unity among peoples was more compelling than all that divided and separated them. The sense of presence was being manifested, which in time would bring one to his or her altar stairs, leading each in his or her own way, like Jacob's ladder, from earth to heaven. And I add, heaven on earth. I would like to also take a moment to just celebrate Valentine's Day and to wish everyone a happy Valentine's Day tomorrow. Many people use Valentine's Day as an opportunity to show their love for someone special in their lives. My invitation this Valentine's Day is to not only celebrate that love, but to also celebrate agape love. Agape love is the love of one for many. It is the unconditional love of God. The Bible tells us that God's love is like no other and offers a powerful reminder of how we too should love others. The love portrayed in the Bible is one of the most powerful feelings in existence. It is both selfless and life-giving and inspires us to live our lives to the fullest. We are also called to love others exactly as God loves. We should live our lives in service to others and give without expecting anything in return. Giving thanks for the good we received will guide us towards a more loving and caring life. We should focus on raising others and leaving behind anything that is holding us back from loving and serving each other. This year, let's use Valentine's Day as an opportunity to step into a year of letting love lead. Letting love lead. The underlying truth is that even the smallest act of love makes a big difference. I believe our lives and our world will change for the better when we all do so. So happy Valentine's Day. I would like to take a moment to thank licensed spiritual practitioner Heather Abbott for the beautiful meditation this morning, which expanded the container in which our service will unfold. So thank you very much, Heather. And speaking of Heather Abbott, let's all please welcome her back to the podium. Licensed spiritual practitioner Heather Abbott.
Thank you, Dusty. I appreciate that. Good morning. The theme for the year 2022 is Living Everyday Wonder. Our theme for the month of February is The Inner Life. Reverend Dusty's talk title today is Pause and Find the Cause. I am now going to read this community's purpose statement. This is our reason for being here. Our purpose is to inspire, educate, and empower individuals to experience themselves as unique and individualized expressions of God, the love intelligence that governs the universe. We are committed to not merely a theoretical understanding of our oneness and unity with God, but to consciously practice this truth in our everyday lives. Through celebration, service, study, and fellowship, we are committed to the transformation of our personal lives and to being a powerful and beneficial presence on the planet. With the energy of unconditional love, simply, we are here for God. I now invite you to turn within, open your heart and mind, and allow the healing sounds of the crystal bowls to simply wash over you. I now invite you to bring your attention back into your bodies and back into your rooms. The Triangle Center for Spiritual Living honors the diversity and threads of truth that run through all spiritual paths as represented by this ceremony. Please welcome Marjorie and Chris, who so kindly agreed to assist me in this ceremony this morning. Thank you. Christianity is the path of Christ consciousness, love, and forgiveness. Buddhism is the path of compassion and understanding. Judaism is the ethical path of living by sacred law. Baha'i is the path of unity and peace. Islam is the path of submission to the will of God, the highest calling. Confucianism is the path of deliberate tradition. Taoism is the natural way, the path of ultimate reality. Native American practice and shamanic traditions are the paths of primal spirituality. Shintoism is the path of tribal ancestry. Hinduism is the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. Science of mind and spirit is the path of the divine principle of love and law. And the heart represents the one heart, the one love that resides at the center of all people and all beings everywhere, with no exceptions. May peace prevail on earth through the followers of all paths. Thank you. And so it is. Now, if you would, turn within once again as I speak a word of blessing on today's service. Recognizing in this moment is each of us, is every sentient being. I know it is that which fuels us, funds us, and supports us in every conceivable way. I know there is nowhere that presence is not. Infinite wisdom and infinite intelligence guiding us through every decision and through every day. I know that I am one with that source, that there is no separation between it and who I am. I know that I show up as a spiritual being in this human body, as that peace, as that love, and as that joy. And from that place of unity, I speak a word of blessing on this day and on this service, knowing that it unfolds in perfection. I speak a word of blessing on Reverend Dusty as she comes forward to share her message today, with Spirit speaking, allowing us to hear the exact thing that we need to hear for where we are in our journey. I speak a word of blessing on Cindy Johnson for her generous gift of music and song. I speak a word of blessing on Ava as she joins us today in person to run our AV. So grateful for her talents and her willingness to serve. And I speak a word of blessing on each of you, on all of those here at Sophie's, all of those listening live and for all of those that will be listening to this in the future. Knowing that the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living is blessed in innumerable ways by each of you in all the ways that you show up. I also speak a word of blessing on Desi for her generosity in allowing us to come each Sunday to be here in person at Sophie's. I am so grateful to know these truths and to speak these truths. And I'm so grateful for today's service and the beautiful way that it unfolds, perfect in every way and complete before it has even finished. And so it is. The reading for today is from 12 Conditions of a Miracle by Todd Michael. I found this to be one of those that I wanted to read and reread. So do listen. Such is the vantage point of the Continental Divide. All precipitation landing on the eastern side of the ridge flows east to Boulder Creek and eventually makes its way to the Atlantic Ocean. All precipitation falling on the western side of the ridge flows down to the Colorado River, eventually emptying into the Pacific Ocean. In theory, drops that landed on the eastern side end up in the Atlantic, while the drops that land on the other side end up in the Pacific. Although hard to believe, the difference of a fraction of an inch here at the point of origin would eventually result in the difference of an entire ocean, an entire world. It's funny, but that's how cause and effect is. The difference in one step, one choice, one word, one little thought at the point of origin can make a literal world of difference as the flow sweeps downstream, amplifying our intent. You are balanced on your own continental divide every moment of your life. Each moment as you walk this ridge that is your life, you make a choice. Whether you're aware of it or not, each moment you choose to pour the water of your thoughts down one side or the other. You either choose to sow thoughts of uncertainty, conflict, and lack, or you choose to sow thoughts of fulfillment, happiness, and ease. Visions of intentional, positive creation. And now it is my pleasure to introduce the wonderful Cindy Johnson. Thank you.
I'm feeling down and blue. Found a trick that I'll share with you. I can choose a better way. Every little thought
Thank you so very much, Cindy. Absolutely perfect song as always, and the little medley made it all the more nicer. I had to really think about that word. It's too close to melody, medley. Don't meddle with me. Anyway, that's not. I digress. Shiny thing. So I don't know what comes up for you when you hear me say the words, the thing itself, the way it works, what it does, and how to use it. But what comes up for me are the first 4 chapters of the Science of Mind text. Not all that exciting, perhaps you might say, but very important to our teaching, right? So the first chapter is called The Thing Itself. And the thing itself is God. Not a God outside of ourselves, but a God that is within us and surrounding us. A God that is benevolent and always available and always for us and never against us. Ernest Holmes says, there is a power for good in the universe available to anyone, and you can use this power for good in your life. We have within us a power that is greater than anything else we shall ever contact in the outer, a power that can overcome every obstacle in our life. We have as much of this power to use in our daily life as we can believe in and embody. Now, the second chapter, the way it works, is through the creative process. Whatever you want to call it, there is a universal mind, a spirit, a power, a presence that is the origin of everything, absolutely everything. In the beginning, God, first cause, we call it, first cause. And out of that God's substance came everything else, seen and unseen. All of the world of form is made of this substance, of this energy. It is in everything. All creation originates from. We live in a spiritual universe. Everything is spirit. Spirit is the cause, and the physical world is the effect. The third chapter, what it does on a universal level, is exactly what it does on the human level, both individually in our own lives and for all of us collectively in the world experience. We believe that the human spirit is one with the Word of God is creative on the macro plane, and human thought and the underlying beliefs that we hold to be true are creative on the micro plane. So according to our conscious and unconscious beliefs, we create the experiences of every thought manifested by the law of mind tells the story about how life gets to be the way that it is. Every belief, to the degree of faith and feeling behind it, provides the mental cause of that story. Whatever our story, we are the ones who have knowingly or unknowingly co-created it with Spirit. All too often, we tend to look into the outer world, to look outside of ourselves to the events in our lives for the causes of how life gets to be the way that it is. The events like, it's the economy, or it's the weather, or it's COVID, or whatever. We look into the outer events to find the causes for how life gets to be the way that it is, but effects are just effects, and they are not the cause. Effects cannot cause another effect. So really, literally, the economy can't be the reason behind our lack of abundance, right? It's hard to think about, but it is true. Effects cannot cause other effects. All effects are the result of a mental cause. While some events may be in our lives because of the result of someone's mental cause, we are still responsible for our reaction to that event. We must remember that the law of mind is manifesting thoughts and beliefs of everyone at any given time. And whatever we are involved in has, at least in my mind, without a doubt, value for each and every single one of us, each and every event that we experience. By thinking, we set into motion a power that creates. Our experience of life is then, therefore, an outpicturing of the beliefs that we hold within us. Makes sense, yes? All that is needed to change our experience is to change the consciousness behind it, the causes behind it, our thoughts and our beliefs. We go to the cause, in order to change effect, and we can do it as many times as we need or as many times as we desire. There are no mistakes. So the quintessential question then is, what experience do I want to have? This and our ability to create the world that we really wish to experience is addressed in the 4th chapter, how we use it. Ernest Holmes says, just imagine that you are surrounded by mind. That's mind with a capital M. So plastic, so receptive that it receives impression of your thought. Whatever you think, it takes up and executes for you. Every thought is received and acted upon. Not some thoughts, but all thoughts. Whatever the pattern we provide, that will be our demonstration. And I might just add, you have a thought one time like you wish there was a little pink elephant in the room, and it's not going to manifest just like that. You have some thoughts that don't all manifest, but they really manifest in direct relationship to our feelings and the beliefs that we have behind them. And if we're consistently thinking that thought, right? If we hold that thought in really high regard and believe it to be absolutely the truth, those are the thoughts that will manifest. So it's really important to really understand how the power of feelings are involved in this equation, are involved in the manifestation or the matter of mental cause in our lives. Beliefs get locked up in the subconsciousness in direct relationship to the feelings and the beliefs that are held within us. Experiences that happen with great joy or with deep hurt, for example, leave behind beliefs that stay in our subconscious memory for a very, very long time. And they continue to manifest themselves in ways that bring about more joy or more hurt in our life experience. The deepest hurts lead to really long established patterns of thinking, of mental causes that keep us in bondage until we realize that that pain of those thoughts or that pain from those beliefs can be changed. We have a choice in the matter. We can change those thoughts. We can change those beliefs. We have control over that. Merriman and Morrissey would say that the cause that has the strongest emotion behind it, or the cause with the deepest motivation behind it, will drive the creation of our lives. So we might want to say that I am abundant, and we could consciously say that again and again and again, but if our deepest underlying subconscious belief is that we're not worthy, I mean, just think about it. Feel the feelings behind we're not worthy. That then becomes the driving force. We get what we give. We attract what we are. And yet it is always possible to introduce a new cause, a new thought, a new belief that will change completely change the effect or what shows up in the world of form. The world of form is an effect, and it's not a cause. Just keep remembering that. Keep telling yourself that. And because of that, we have to work at the level of cause. Only by working on cause can anything change. Can we change the effect? Life doesn't just happen to us. We make it happen. We shape our lives through our conscious thoughts and our subconscious beliefs. This is true not only for us as individuals wanting to change our own lives, but also for us collectively on the planet wanting to change the world. To change and evolve, we must observe, we must become aware of our emotional and mental attachments that we have to these beliefs, to the thoughts that we have continually, because we can only change what we first recognize. We can only change what we actively and consciously become aware of. The problem is that we tend to reproduce the same circumstances, relationships, and situations that we have always produced. We tend to create from old beliefs that no longer serve us and from stories about ourselves and about the world when we were young. The stories that became the context of our life from which we create. We tend to create and recreate the accumulated experiences of thought over and over and over again. By doing so, we don't allow for the presence of unlimited possibility, which is the very presence of God itself. Anything is possible. In order to shift the circumstances, the relationships, and the situations that we are experiencing today, both individually and collectively, we have to begin by being willing to pause and find the cause. We have to be willing. Last Sunday, I said that for so much of my life, I lived from a belief that I had to be perfect. Landmark education would say that this was the context of my life. Now, by context, they mean a fundamental set of assumptions that are not even recognized as assumptions. Assumptions that go unquestioned, in which the world just happens. My hidden belief around perfection, a belief that I really held to be true, was the context or the container for the content, experiences of my life to be created from. And it was deeply held within me. I had a lot of energy around that context. Many beliefs, attitudes, and opinions that are early in life simply change without any conscious effort. Sometimes we just let them go unconsciously. And sometimes they're changed consciously with ease. But others are locked so tightly into that subconsciousness that even a hammer. As humans, I believe that we often attempt to change our experiences by simply moving around the content of our lives as though we were moving around the living room furniture. That we think that happiness will come to us if we have a different job, or we find the one, or we move to a new city in a new state, or we win the lottery, or we get a divorce. But that's not the way that it works. The truth, the context or the cause behind the experience, nothing will ever change. Same story again and again and again. Different city, different faces, different hair, whatever. Our minds are like film cameras. Our thoughts see them projected onto the movie that is our life. We must understand that what we have today is the result of what we thought about, what we believed in yesterday. And what we will have tomorrow will be the result of what we think about and what we deeply believe today. We cannot undo the past, but we can take action now, right now, to create a new future. And that action is to pause and find the cause. But how can we do that? What is the pause, and how can we use it to find the cause in order to bring those causes that are no longer working for us up into the light, to be healed, to be changed, so that then we can transform our lives? The pause is a temporary stop in action or in speech. It's an opportunity to reconsider, to give someone or something pause causes one to think carefully, saying or doing something. Today, I have 3 practical ideas for us to do while we're sitting in that pause in order to find the cause. So the first is to pause and become aware. One way to become mentioned quite often around here is to lean into the spiritual practice of meditation. To center ourselves, close our outer eyes, and to turn away from the outer world of form. The invitation is to get quiet, turn our attention to the center of our being, open ourselves up to our inner wisdom, and then ask a question, something like, what is the cause behind the experience I am currently having in my life? Or perhaps, what are the thoughts, feelings, and beliefs that are driving the manifestation of my current experience or my current situation, right? Ernest Holmes says in A New Design for Living, probably the most difficult of all facts to discover and to face are those within ourselves. To recognize within our own thought the way it has been negatively productive. In all probability, we are not even aware of what we have been and are now doing to ourselves. We have to have the courage to look in the mirror of our negative experience and discover in our thought what corresponds. Now, the invitation is to reverently listen to our intuition, to that still small voice of God within us as it informs us of the answers. The invitation is to listen without judgment. There's nothing wrong here. Ernest Holmes would say there's nothing wrong here, only healing to be revealed. We want that awareness, right? We want it to come up so that we can heal it. Otherwise, it's just underneath there. It's always underneath there in the underbelly, working its devastation on us, right? So we want it to come up. We want those answers. So just be open to it without judgment. Simply be willing to become aware of the hidden thoughts, feelings, and beliefs that are within our subconsciousness. Becoming aware is to shine the light of love upon them, to shine the light of healing onto the areas of our inner realm that have actually forgotten who we really are. Another way would be for each of us to pause and compassionately. So the invitation is to not only have the courage to do that, but to also have compassion and forgiveness for ourselves, because it does absolutely no good if we do it from a place of judgment, of blame, of guilt, and of shame. If we had known better, we would have done better. We're encouraged to take responsibility. We're encouraged to take responsibility for the unfolding of the experiences of our lives without taking blame for anything that happens. By placing blame on ourselves, we create feelings of guilt, which cause resistance, as opposed to simply looking at being personally responsible, which opens an avenue for change. Can you hear the very subtle distinction? To take responsibility, but don't heap all that blame. Blame carries so much negativity with it, right? Whether we're blaming someone else or blaming ourselves. It's just taking responsibility so that we can change. The invitation is to ask ourselves, when and where are we experiencing something other than the joy and the peace and the love that is our birthright? Where are we doing that? And to honestly examine where we are continuing experiencing the same story again and again and again. Where can we see that we reach a certain level of happiness and then we sabotage ourselves? Perhaps there is a glass ceiling on the amount of happiness we believe that we deserve. Or perhaps there is a thermostat within us that shuts down that happiness when we reach a certain amount, right? That butts up against some hidden belief that we have about how much happiness is good or right for me. In truth, we don't even need to know exactly what that is. Awareness of it is such a powerful beginning. And lastly, we could also pause and pay attention to the feelings that arise within us in whatever we are experiencing at any given time. They are wonderful guideposts to the underlying thoughts and hidden we may be holding as the absolute truth, when in fact, in all probability, it's not. Hidden because we may not be aware of our habitual thoughts or of our old worn out beliefs or the stories that we've told ourselves or the meaning that we have made about the experiences that we have gone through in our lives. Hidden because they live within our subconsciousness. The aspect of our mind is intimately connected to the universal mind. This is where all of our stories and the self-described meaning that we have made up about those stories resides. It lives in that subconsciousness. It's the reposit of all race consciousness, or all of the stories of all people that have ever been thought or made up or believed throughout all of time. That is reposited there. Hidden because it often is below our conscious awareness, and yet, as I said before, is always working to bring those beliefs from the inner realm of mind into the outer realm of form. But again, if it's hidden, we don't know that it's something that we still believe in. We know that we want to still ascribe to it, and yet it is having its way with us. The subconscious mind is that aspect of ourselves that is for the most part formed early in childhood. It is the religious, moral, and life coping training that was received by each of us when we were children from our parents' words or from their example. And it can remain very effective in our lives for a lifetime without our awareness of it. We hold tightly onto all of it because we have a need to be accepted. And we then end up with a view of ourselves that operates out of beliefs that might be completely opposite to the conscious beliefs that we hold to be true. Might be completely opposite. Serge Cahill King in Mastering the Hidden Self speaks about the subconscious mind as a part of ourselves that can seem like a perfect stranger because it operates out of those beliefs that are hidden to us, that we don't even know that we have. So we look at that part of our mind as a stranger. In the quote by Ernest Holmes that I read earlier, he said, "In all probability, we are not even aware of what we have been and are now doing to ourselves." So, for example, and with that promotion comes a big raise, a company car, and a trip to Costa Rica for the entire family. And your friend is elated. He's beside himself. And he's so excited to go to work each and every single day, and you are actually mad. Mad about his good luck. Seriously? Mad? What hidden belief is that bumping up against? What hidden belief is that? And if we cannot feel good and want something in our own lives, or actually for all people, all sentient beings on the planet, how can we even assume or presume that we can or expect to manifest something really good in our own lives? It's important for us to examine our belief systems and to determine the origin of certain beliefs that are dominant in our lives. It is essential to release any beliefs that are not our truth or are no longer our truth, and to actually limit the expression of who we are. It is important to release anything or anyone that we have held responsible for our beliefs, our feelings, and our thoughts, knowing that we alone are responsible for our lives and the beliefs that are creating them. But in order to do that, we first have to become aware. And in order to do that, we have to pause. And we have to be willing to do the inner work in order to find the cause. The bottom line is that there is only one power, and that power is a power for good. It is within us, and it surrounds us, and is available for us to use to create a life filled to overflowing with that good. Filled to overflowing. Knowing that our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs create the experiences of our lives, the question that I have for each of us today is, are you willing to discover the hidden or subconscious beliefs, thoughts, and feelings that have been unconsciously creating your experience in order to consciously create the life of your dreams? If the answer is yes, the invitation is to pause and find the cause. And so it is. And so it is. Just invite us to turn within once again, to close our outer eyes, if you're comfortable in doing so, and to draw our attention to the center of our being, that space and place that I call God, that is the very essence of peace, of joy, of creativity, of abundance, of freedom, and of unconditional love. I know that I am one with this sanctuary, this inner space. It is who and what I am at my very core. I was created by it, out of itself, in a moment of love. And therefore, where I am, wherever I am, God is in its fullness and in its wholeness. And just as I know that this is my truth, I know that it is absolutely true for each and every person sitting here at Sophie's, each and every person at home watching us live, each and every person that will listen to this later, each and every sentient being on the planet. We are all divine emanations of the One, ambassadors of its presence on the planet. Tasked with bringing that love, that joy, that peace, that creativity, that freedom, and that unconditional love to the world. It is what we signed on for. It is why we are here. And it is from that place of unity that I speak these words about and for each and every single one of us, knowing that we are spiritual beings having a human incarnation. And that in that we are always being supported. We always have the ability to tap into that power and presence that is within us and surrounding us. It is there for us. It is available for us. It is ready, willing, and able to give the kingdom of earth. And I claim ease and grace for each of us around allowing it to do so. Being a space and all of that good to flow through and as us. I claim ease and grace for us around pausing, around taking a moment to stop, taking a moment to meditate, taking a moment to walk in the woods, taking a moment to still our minds and get quiet enough to hear that inner voice of God speaking to us, answering our questions even before they are asked. I claim ease and grace for us reverently listening to and for them and about taking action on them, allowing ourselves to take another look at our beliefs, at our thoughts, at our feelings, and letting go of those which are no longer serving us, those that are no longer the truth, something that we believed in when we were a child, we might be able to let go of now. And in doing so, we allow space for the allness of possibility to step in and create something new, something different, something that we actually love. I'm so grateful to know this truth and to speak these words. So grateful for the power of prayer, knowing that these words are loosed into a law that only ever says yes. That my words are loosed into the action of that law. And I do so with love and gratitude and full expectation of their manifestation. Recognizing the thing itself, the way it works, how we use it, and what it does, and that we have choice in the matter. And so I invite everyone to anchor this prayer, these words for ourselves, for each other, for our center, the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living, and for the planet, simply by saying, and so it is, and so it is, amen. Thank you all so very much. Thank you everyone at home. Thank you, Cindy, for the little background music. Thank you, God, for the prayer. Now is the time for our conscious giving. The Triangle Center for Spiritual Living is sustained by the giving of our time, talent, and treasure. And this is a time every week where we offer financial support to assist this community to continue to be a beacon of light and love for ourselves and others. Together we affirm that this offering lifts this community, prospers the one giving, and contributes to the experience of sufficiency on the planet. There are several ways that you can give. Visit our website at www.trianglecsl.org. You can text the word give to the following number, 919-230-8445, or you can mail your gift to our office at PO Box 4062, Cary, North Carolina 27519. So in this moment, I invite you to please place your hand on your heart with your gift or simply with an intention, and let's say our affirmation in a call and response. I live in an abundant universe that blesses and prospers my life. I live in an abundant universe that blesses and prospers my life. I give with gratitude, knowing that God is my source. God is my source, and so it is. Thank you all so very, very much for your gifts. And now, please welcome the one and only Cindy Johnson back to her piano.
I used to think that I could not go on, and life was nothing but an awful song. But now I know the meaning of true love. I'm leaning on the everlasting arms. If I can see it, then I can do it. If I just believe it, there's nothing to it. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. Think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar. See me running through an open door. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. See, I was on the verge of breaking down. Sometimes the silence, it can seem so loud. There are miracles in life I must achieve. But first I know it starts inside of me. If I can see it, then I can be it. If I just believe it, I can, there's nothing to it. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. Think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar. See me running through that open door. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. 'Cause I believe in me. When I can see it, then I can be it. If I just believe it, there's nothing to it. believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. Think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar. See me running through an open door. I believe I can fly. 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 I can fly.
Between that song and Dusty's talk, I believe I can fly. If you would like prayer, please go to our website at trianglecsl.org. On the home page, there is a button in the upper right-hand corner. Click on that button and fill in the request form. We'll get that prayer and send it out to all the ministers and practitioners. If you would like to dedicate a flower dedication to anyone or anything, please contact me at info@trianglecsl.org or Reverend Dusty at dustyrippelmeyer.yahoo.com. We are blessed to have beautiful fresh flowers each Sunday, and we appreciate your support in making that happen. There is still time to join us for our annual Super Bowl and chili cook-off this evening. I know some of us have been busy cooking our chilies. The event will be held this evening. It's at the Lodge at Crossroads, which is at 200 Brisbane Woods Way in Cary. 27518 is the zip. The cost is $5 or a crock pot of chili. And we love having our contest, and there are cash prizes for the top 3 winners. The lodge is open at 5:30 to begin to bring your chilies in, and game time is at 6:30, and we'll be there through the end of the game. We are offering a course this winter called The Art and Science of Spiritual Mind Treatment. This class combines the principles of science of mind and the practice of spiritual mind treatment. This class is 8 weeks and is facilitated by Reverend Dusty. It will be held on Tuesday evenings from 6:30 to 9 p.m., beginning this Tuesday, February 15th. The class is $145 and payment plans are available. You can register with as little as $25, and it is not too late. Please consider joining us. We will be having an important town hall meeting on Sunday, February 20th from 2:30 to 4 p.m. This meeting will be held on Zoom so that everyone may attend. We will be giving an update about the state of the community in all areas and addressing any concerns and answering any questions you might have. Please mark your calendars and join us for this important event. The link is in your Wednesday newsletter. This is a save the date announcement for our annual meditation retreat. We are so thrilled to be back in person for this event this year. It will be held at the St. Francis Springs Retreat Center, which is beautiful, over Memorial Day weekend from Friday, May 27th at 6 p.m. through Sunday afternoon, May 29th at 3 p.m. The weekend will include multiple types of meditations to experience and explore, opportunity to be out in nature, good food, good music, and deep connection not only with the divine but with each other. It is truly a life-altering experience, not to be missed. Please consider joining us for this amazing and sacred event. The invitation is to be on the lookout for the registration information and to mark your calendars today, Memorial Day weekend. Now, in the comfort of your own home or in the comfort of Sophie's, please stand for our February affirmations. This is a call and response, and please say it with meaning and repeat after me. Love is a divine energy that begins in God and has no end. When I live connected to God, I am connected to love. Heaven on earth is a choice I get to make, not a place I have to find. Life doesn't just happen to me, I make it happen. I shape my life through my conscious and subconscious thoughts and beliefs. I am the co-creator of my life, and knowing that truth, I am set free. My inner dreams become my outer experiences when I align with my inner divinity. Knowing the universe responds to what I emit, I give to the world my love and open my heart to receive the same 100-fold. As I learn to transform my inner life through love, I transform my outer life. And so it is. Woo, that's powerful. You want to do it again? All right, you can be seated. Thank you. If you would once again turn within as I speak a word of gratitude for today's service, recognizing that immeasurable, amazing source that is Spirit, that is God, that is whatever name that you put on it. It is the power, it is the presence back of all creation. I know that source as the source of me. I know that source as peace, love, and joy, as infinite wisdom and infinite intelligence, as the creative energy that flows through all of creation. I know that I am one with that I can choose my thoughts and embody each of those God qualities every day. I know that is the truth of me, as I know that is the truth of each of us here today. All of those within the sound of my voice, we are one. All the people everywhere, we are one with God. I am so grateful for this opportunity to join together today, to listen to the message, to take in these amazing words of wisdom, to take to heart these incredible tools that we have to make amazing changes in our lives every day. I'm so grateful for this community that affords us the opportunity to gather with like-minded people and to focus on the amazing life that we have and the amazing possibility that flows through every day. I'm grateful for the love present. I'm grateful for the fellowship. And I'm grateful for all that transpires to have this wonderful community and to grow with one another. And so it is.
Thank you all so very much for being with us today. Let's go out this week and share some agape love on Monday for Valentine's Day and each and every other day of the week. We'll see you next week. I love you. Bye-bye.